What is up, you guys? Sorry, long time no see. Your boy is back on the grow flow. Had a lot of stuff going on. I've been out of the growing stuff, been focusing on my other job, and a lot of stuff's been going on. Got a new puppy. Hey, Echo. Um, Became a father, so I have a little clone ranger now, bopping around, and now I'm getting back into the grow game here. So I got a little present sent to me from a company. We'll go ahead and open this stuff up so you can see what it is. All right, so we got a new tent here, guys. So Mars Hydro actually came through with the hookup and sent me a new tent. So my old 3x3s, I had obviously you guys saw that I had some bug issues there. I live in a house, a lot of plants, so it was kind of impossible to get rid of. That was another reason why I stopped growing for the minute, is just tired of battling bugs every time, and moved out of that place. We're now in a new place, and we don't seem to have that same issue. Like I said, I haven't really been growing, so I don't really know, but we got a fresh tent now. So Mars Hydro tent here, looks like a 3x3, and then they went ahead and sent me one of their new lights. So they're getting away from the whole blurple spectrum. I've been doing some research on some of the new Mars Hydro stuff, and they've adopted a new chipset they're using. So this is one of their brand new lights that is meant to cover a 3x3 for flower or a 4x4 through veg. And then this is I believe this is the TSW 2000. So this is their bigger one that they just came out with. Yeah, TSW 2000. Nice reflector, adjustable, what do you call them? Adjustable dimmers for the lights. So they use a new technology with these, a new chipset. So I'm kind of interested to see how they work. I have some clones actually that are rooted in cups, ready to go. So I'll probably end up putting those in there. I might get the tent set up today, and I'll probably get the clones set up in there in the next couple days. See how they respond. But I'm really interested to see how this light performs, especially in veg, because I need a good veg light. I'll probably also run it in flower to see how it flowers them. But I'm excited. It's a new chipset, more of a white light spectrum. Like I said, Mars Hydro looks to be going away from the whole blurple spectrum, which is exciting to see. I'm glad that they're kind of getting with the times. And the biggest thing with this light that I'm noticing when I looked it up is it's pretty inexpensive. You're talking about $250 for a white light LED that covers a 3x3 footprint. So for flowers. So to me, that in itself is impressive. You can't even get a decent, if at all, HPS setup that'll cover a 3x3 for that price. So that's astounding. We'll get everything set up here and see how it looks, and then like I said, we're probably gonna run a journal with it. We'll run it for veg for a little bit, and then I'll probably end up shifting it over to flower. I might have some other lights coming in that we might be trying. I'm probably not going to be doing a bunch of tents in where I'm living now. I'll just have the one 3x3, but I do have another location that I can set up another tent. One of my buddies is looking at getting into the grow game, and maybe hash out a deal where I'll give him the equipment and kind of get his feet wet into the whole home growing and growing his own bud. But let's get this all set up and see how it looks. All right, and here we are. Everything's all put up. Tent came up really easy. I'm actually really impressed with this tent for the money this tent costs. I think it's only like 150, 180 bucks, something like that. Super good value. The light is up, so I'll show you guys what it looks like in the tent. Ooh, look at it. Something about a fresh light hanging. So guys, I got this put up. The light comes with a couple of hangers already, a couple of ratchet straps. I've seen some of the YouTubers who've gotten these lights that have gotten mechanical timer. Not sure if that's the consumer model or if I got the one that's it's more of a tester, but mine didn't include those things. Mine did have these, like I said, these two hangers. The only thing I'll see here is the little hooks were actually straight. They were parallel with the hooks, or the connectors. So I had a little needle nose plier to actually turn them. But we'll go into the light now. So this is obviously I'd recommend tying these off too and not leaving these sitting on here. I've removed the little plugs to adjust the light, the ballast there, and I have it unplugged currently. So what I usually do is get like a level everything out both ways to make sure that it's in the right spot. measuring to make sure that, you know, you're not going to be too far to the back or front. It's a little bit further to the back right now, and that's mainly just so I can get in there and do stuff and get everything set up. I don't currently have a fan or a carbon scrubber in here. I'm going to throw some clones in here in the next couple days. I'm probably not going to worry about the fan and carbon scrubber until, you know, I have everything in here. Probably even another couple weeks. They don't really typically smell too much as clones. Usually as they start to get bigger and bushier, and really more so in flower, that you really need to worry about that, especially if you're in an apartment. So I'm going to turn the light on so you guys can see how bright it is, but I wanted to go over a few things with the light so far. So again, this is the TSW 2000. This is Mars Hydro's, from what I'm aware, their first dip into quantum boards or something similar. So new diodes, so they're new, I believe, Epistar diodes, so the newer generation white light. I'm glad that they've gone away from, like I said, the purple spectrum. They have this cool diffuser here. So with these really any LEDs, but any of these diodes typically have a very straight light. And really what this does is kind of diffuse some of that light and scatter it to make more of kind of a glow, so that you're not just shooting a direct light straight down. That's going to kind of help diffuse the light a little bit, soften it, and let it cover a little bit broader area. Let me grab a little tool so I can adjust the dimmers for you. So I have a little tool. So like I said, overall review of the light, you know, it's definitely very minimalist. I agree. If you guys watch other YouTube channels, I think it's Justin Times Grows did an unboxing and setup of one of these. Really cool video. He did get some of the extra stuff, but I have to agree with some of the things he said. He definitely called out that kind of minimalist. You can definitely tell that maybe a little bit of corners are cut, but overall, $250 for a light that'll flower a 3x3. I'm pretty anxious to really turn on and see how much light it actually puts out. Just to kind of look over it, like I said, you know, heavy gauge wires. Glad they included ratchets. The boards, the way they're put on, are kind of, you may be able to tell here a little bit, like, it's almost like you can't tell if these panels are 100% straight or not, which I'm not sure if that's going to affect the throw, but it looks pretty straight. It just looks a little tiny bit wonky. But again, we're talking about a $250 light here that's meant to flower a 3x3. So we'll go ahead and turn it on so you guys can see what the light actually looks like here. Give me a minute, I'm going to plug this puppy in. So I have the light turned on, you guys, and holy shit, it is bright. Now, I can tell looking through my camera, it's not really showing how bright this thing is, but wow, it's putting off a lot of light. I'm I'm actually shocked at how bright this thing is. So, probably won't be able to see the boards. I guess you can't. Wow, that's crazy. You can actually see them through the camera. This thing is a lot brighter than it looks like in this camera. Like, holy moly. Now, like I said, definitely maybe not the best build quality of every light out there, but $250 for something that's this bright, I'm not really sure where we're going to go wrong. So we'll cover some pros and cons with it real quick that I can just tell. So like, obviously cons, build quality isn't maybe the best, kind of a little bit cheap. You have to hook up a couple of these things to get it going. I noticed one of the holes didn't quite fit, so to kind of squeeze out a little bit the hood to get it to fit in. No big deal. My biggest gripe is honestly with the dimmers. Your dimmer has a screw in there. You remove these little plugs, and then you need a little kind of a jeweler screwdriver, which mine didn't include any, to actually dim it. So if you see, if I put this in here, if I can actually find the thing. I was going to say find the hole, but I don't want to leave it open for anyone to make jokes in the comments. There we go. I think that's it. No, that's not it. I'm trying to find these. That's the thing, this is kind of wonky. This is probably my biggest gripe, honestly, with this is, there we go. You have to put a screwdriver in to dim it. So you can see one panel is being dimmed and the other one stays up, and then you can crank the other one back up again. My whole thing is, couldn't have cost a lot just to put a dial there. Like, screw, I don't know. I feel weird about putting a metal prodding object inside of an electrical box. That makes me feel a little weird. But it works. It keeps costs down. But again, I can't fathom that it could have cost too much money to just put a little dial there, even one for both of them. I really don't feel like this needs to be 2 dimmers. Do we turn that one down a little bit just so I'm not blasting out my retinas here doing this video? There we go. It's a little bit easier on my eyes. That actually looks a little more on camera what it looks like. So yeah, I'm not really a fan of the dimmers. I really think like it couldn't have cost too much to just put like a little dial or a knob there. That's kind of just cheap. But you know, if that's what keeps the cost down and you guys are looking for a light, definitely don't see going wrong with this so far. It looks great in here. I'm honestly really surprised at the tent Mars Hydro sent me. I love this material. It went up really easy. Really good metal brackets, metal corners. I mean, a lot of the tents you're gonna find aren't gonna be a whole lot different anyways. You got your connectors for your little like tool kit or whatever you wanna hang, which they did include. Or you can hang them on the outside. I got one of these. Pretty standard. Like I said, most stroke tents include one of those now, but good price for what you get. I think I like the 2 side entrances. I've seen a lot of tents where they only include one of those. And especially if you guys see me, I do a lot of the scrog grows. Having that extra opening, which I didn't have on one of my other 3x3s, is going to be huge for being able to get behind there and train plants. So Mars Hydro, great tent. I'm digging the tent so far. The light, incredibly bright. We'll just see how she does with some clones. And then I'll probably end up running this through flour. I don't have a par meter, so I don't have to do, or I don't have any ability to do par testing, but there's a lot of great guys out there that are doing it. I know MyGrow actually did a video testing it. Like I said, I think it's Justin Time Grow. Shout out to him. He's a cool YouTuber. Did a par test. So the par readings look pretty solid. Looks like they're going to support that this can do a 3x3 coverage in flour. My only thing is the spectrum does seem to be a little bit on the blue side. So not really sure how that's going to affect the bud production, but we'll see. I don't see, just based on the visible light, even though obviously that's not everything, it definitely looks bright enough to keep this whole tent really, really lit throughout the whole life cycle. Again, kind of touching the tent, I like where all the outlets are, where all the intakes are, so I can put like my filter for intake. Probably going to be somewhere on the bottom. Maybe pack some dryer sheets in those things just to kind of filter the air coming in, and then we'll set up an air scrubber up here. But again, I'll show you this panel. Good mixture of cool white and soft white, and then far red. There is no UV or IR with this light, as far as I'm aware. So the optic that I've run in the past, which I'm going to probably run that again in another tent somewhere else, that one did have IR and UV, so I don't know if that's going to affect the resin production or not, but so far I'm pretty impressed. Even with the minimalist design, it throws out a crap ton of light. And I just can't believe $250. Like, that's just, I think this is going to fill a lot of niches for a lot of people. I'll tell you guys that the #1 question that I get, whether it's via email, via comments, via people that I talk to in person, is I want to get into growing, but I only got like $300 or $400. And up until now, I've been telling them, yeah, that ain't going to cut it. Like that'll give you some stuff for an outdoor grow, but you can't grow indoors with that. You can't even get a high pressure sodium, a metal halide, a CMH. You can't really get any of that for $250, much less a high efficiency LED paneled grow light, self-contained. I mean, like I said, this tent is like 150, I think, 250. Is it even 150? I'll have to double check. I'm probably not doing a good job with the pricing on that, but it's not that much. I think it's like 150, somewhere around there. So you figure 150 plus 250, you're talking about $400 to have pretty much everything you need to grow in a 3x3 with a good LED light. That was unheard of even a year ago. So for all you guys out there that are looking to grow on a budget, don't want to mess with HPS, you don't want to, you want to go with LED, whether it be quieter, cooler, less electricity. This light only draws like 300 and some odd watts. I probably should have looked all this stuff up for guys first. I'm sorry, I'm doing a crappy video for this. Mars Hydro is going to hate me, but it's less wattage than you would think. It's definitely under 400. I think it's in the low 300s, which, that's enough to flower a 2x2 and old school LED units. So you're getting a lot of bang for the buck here. And if you guys, it doesn't have all the built-in timers, but if you guys don't need all that crap, you just want, hey, I need something that's going to work, plug and go, and grow bud. I think this is going to be the big up-and-comer for Mars Hydro, because the spectrum alone, that nice white light, the amount of wattage it pulls, runs a little bit warm, but not that bad. I'll probably, I'll bring my normal fan in here. Let me turn this puppy back up here just because I want to blast my retinas for no reason. But I think this is really directionality. This is what we've been waiting for, guys. We've been waiting for affordable LEDs that are running more efficiently than HPS and giving us similar or better yields with less watts. This is where we're at. So super impressed so far. Like I said, I've got my little gripes with build quality and things like that, and having to stick a penny in a light socket kind of feel. But again, if you guys don't need all that fancy schmancy stuff, $250, I don't see you going wrong with this light. It's just crazy bright. Like, the fact that you can actually see the diodes from the camera, and it's so blown out in my vision. Like, I almost want to see if I can get it to adjust. Here, let me adjust. There you go. So when I adjust the around light, you can see how that tent is just glowing. That's what it looks like in person. It's turning down the brightness when I go to focus on it, but that is really how bright it looks. So once I focus on something out here, it's crazy bright. So anyways, we're gonna put some clones in here and see how this puppy gets them to go along. I'm probably gonna start my clones, they're gonna be in soil in the little cups for, a few weeks or so until I move them to a cocoa material, or I might even grow them in soil. Whatever you guys wanna see. If you guys wanna put stuff in the comments where you wanna see me do a soil grow or another hydro grow, just tell me what you wanna see, and I really don't care. I can buy a bag of soil, I can buy hydro stuff. Doesn't really matter to me. Just let me know what you guys want to see. But I'm pretty impressed to see what this light can do. I'd never thought that this soon we'd be seeing $250 lights that can flower a 3x3. So shout out to Mars Hydro for growing in the right direction, ditching the purple stuff and going to white light, going to better diodes, and making bitchin' tents. So this is, of all the tents that I've had, this is by far one of the nicer ones. And with tents, guys, I don't really see the benefit to go with super expensive tents. Maybe not. I've never had a Gorilla Grow tent. Maybe someday I'll get cool and I'll work up the cash for one. But I really feel like most of the budget tents are kind of the same. And, Mars Hydro, one of the less expensive ones. I love this material. It feels a little bit thicker, a little bit sturdier than one of my last 3x3s, specifically the one to the right. If you guys remember when I had two side by side, the one to the right was the first one that I had. It's actually my roommate's. Didn't really like the build quality of that, but really like the material. I love the two side openings. So that's something really key to look at, guys, is when you look at the tent, try to get something that you can access everywhere on it. Because, man, even the 3x3, small as a footprint as this is, it is a pain in the ass reaching over plants in your canopy and grazing them all over your arms, trying to prune stuff. It's just, you don't want to deal with that. So get something where you can actually access your canopy comfortably. In this tent definitely looks like that's gonna allow me to do that. So see the new Mars Hydro, shout out to them, like I said, for sending me this stuff. I told them I'd do an honest review, unboxing, and a grow with it. They got it to me super quick, and like I said, full disclosure, this was given to me as a testing unit, so I'm not gonna lie and say that I paid for this. They approached me and said, hey, do you want to run this light? I did a little bit of research and said, whoa, okay, white light, let's check it out, let's run it. And I'm glad I did, because like I said, this thing is crazy bright. I'll probably start uploading once a week, maybe a little more often, depending on what you guys want to see. And just let me know. Shoot me down in the comments what you guys want to see out of this grow. Do you guys want to see a scrog grow again? Do you guys want me to see me training a canopy to a nice level, center of buds? Do you want to see soil? Do you want to see hydro? Let me know what you guys want to see. The only thing I can't do is I can't run another tent next to it, because obviously there's not enough room. So I may have another tent somewhere else, but that kind of remains to be seen. Until next time then, guys, we'll keep you posted with the Mars Hydro TSW 2000 grow, and peace out.